Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is the 20th Annual Local Conference of Afro-American Culture and History, and we have with us to talk about the celebration of this 20th Annual Local event, Dr. Bobby Lovett. Dr. Lovett is a professor of history at Tennessee State University. And of course, Dr. Lovett, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Thank you, Dr. Haney.
And tell you, Dr. Lovett, how delighted we are to have you here during the month of African American history, Negro history as you know it to have been at one time.
Right.
But to talk about the organization that you have established and to talk about some of the other things associated with that. But before we get into that, Dr. Lovett, let's have you to talk about Dr. Bobby Lovett, to give us some information about your background, your education, and some of the things that motivated you to become involved with this local history activity.
Right. Well, I'm a native of Memphis, Tennessee. I was born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee, finished high school in Memphis. Went on to become a brick mason after high school for a year. Decided to go to college. I attended Arkansas A&M State College, where incidentally you also graduated from Arkansas State in college. And after that I went to the University of Arkansas, completed my master's, went to work at Eureka College in Illinois, which is the former President Reagan's alma mater. And I left there, and 26 years ago I took the job at Tennessee State University, completed my PhD degree at the University of Arkansas. And I've served in various capacities at Tennessee State University, but mainly I've been a historian, and beginning this year I'm no longer doing administrative work. I am full-time professor of history, and so I'm spending as much time as possible now trying to do research and writing of history. I, as you know, completed my latest book in 1999, The African American History of Nashville, Tennessee, 1780 to 1930, published by the University of Arkansas Press. And now I'm working on two books at the same time. One of these books is called Avon, which is a biography of Avon Williams. And the second book, which I'm just starting, is a history of Tennessee State University, which the university is sort of commissioning me to do that particular book. And I've also completed this year a book chapter for another book that's going to be authored by somebody else. And that book chapter is on the life and times of James C. Napier. So I spend most of my time researching and writing the history of African Americans in Tennessee and in Nashville, Tennessee. You
know, Dr. Lovett, you've mentioned your local history book dealing with the African American in Nashville during a certain period. And we found that to be a very, very important piece of information. As a matter of fact, we know that it is being sold in all of the local bookstores and that activity. But now, you've been involved in administrative work and you've been involved in all of these things, but yet and still you've had an opportunity over the last 20 years to create this history organization that serves to commemorate African American history and culture, and now you are celebrating the 20th anniversary. Let's look at that organization, the Afro-American Culture and History Conference. Let's look at that organization and to have you to give us some information relative to your motivation for establishing such an organization, and give us some of the highlights over the last 20 years that you've had, and some of the things that you believe to be important about what you're doing.
Well, on February the 14th, always the second Wednesday in February, we will hold the 20th Annual Local Conference in African American History. It will be held where it's always been held all 20 years at the TSU downtown campus at 10th and Charlotte Avenue. And some 600 or 700 public persons, as well as students, high school teachers, but mostly the public, regardless of race, have attended the conference over the years. We serve lunch so that they don't have to leave the building. Everything is inside, and the conference registration is only $10 and $7 for students. We give free publications. This year there will be 3 publications. Usually we do about 3, 4, 5 publications a year, one-page publications on local history, and those are available in the packets